I mean, like I said, like it's like a signature, you know. Like I think I've established myself enough now to where you could scroll through a photo and be like, oh, that's a second try photo.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like a bragging thing. It's just like I put in a lot of fucking work.
Let's go. Yes, sir. You are here and now with Brandon and Joe. I'm Joe.
And I'm Brandon.
Shit, you should have brought that firefighter helmet, dude.
Man,
I don't. Good aesthetic.
All right, we're live.
It's a weird thing to have now.
Yeah.
Like I just like everywhere I go, I kind of have to keep a uniform with me because you
never know when you're gonna get the call.
Shit could just pop off, and I'm like, gotta go.
Yeah.
So are you required to wear that?
I'm pretty sure that I'm required to wear the helmet and jacket. Like they gave me full suit, like boots, pants, jacket. I'm getting like a radio soon. I have like an app now called Active 911, which basically will tell me like as soon as they get a call, and will literally give me directions on where to go.
Damn.
No shit. So
It'll be
you're like for real part of the department now.
Yeah.
I am really a part of the department. And like in the fall, I actually want to test to be a city firefighter.
Oh shit.
It's great. I mean, nobody hates the fire department.
No.
Everybody's happy to see them.
Yep.
Well,
not the person that is involved in the fire, but
well, depending. But I mean, they get a pretty good rap. You know, they're not like cops.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
People are usually happy to see the fire department show up.
Yeah, big time.
They make good money. They have a lot of off days. You get vacation time too. I could still do everything that I'm doing and still make all that extra money and actually do something dope for the community and like feel like a part of something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It would just be a win-win for me.
Because firefighters only work like 6 months out of the year, don't they? Or like
it's
3 months or something. Like
it's a weird schedule. Like I have a couple of buddies that are on the department, and like they kind of tell me like what it is. They like work a day, off a day, like work a day, off a day, and then like are off like for 4 days because they do 24-hour shifts.
Yeah.
But for 24 hours, you can just be like, go, 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 or you could just not do shit.
Yeah.
Right.
It's always different.
Yeah.
So what do they do all day? Like while there's not a fire, like play PlayStation and shit?
I don't know. I haven't really been to a firehouse that much. I haven't like really actually done like a true ride along. I think I'm actually doing my first one. Well, actually, I was supposed to be at a firehouse at like now, but
instead you're doing this fucking piece of shit podcast.
But some people were a little late, so we just kind of pushed it off.
We're that some people, by the way.
But no, I was supposed to do like a ride along today with my buddy's firehouse over in North City, but I have a lot of friends and they've kind of given me the access to just, hey man, if you want to go to a firehouse today, just kick it with them and go where they go, hop in the truck when they go, and don't take photos of weird stuff, but take photos, like pretty much do what you've been doing. Like that's what they said to me. Yeah. So I was like, cool, dope, I can do that.
Dude, that's like the best gig that you got, man, because
I have no pressure.
Yeah, taking the behind the scenes photos is my favorite shit. That's like the thing, like not having to direct anybody.
Oh,
like this is all live action shit that
it's
you're
way
taking
better
photos
than
of.
Portraits and shit like that, like
and
doing weddings and shit.
Yeah.
And honestly, the big thing for me, like for wanting to do this, was it's photos that can't be replicated.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like everybody can go rip my arch photos off because the arch ain't moving anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But you ain't going to catch a fire at 3:00 in the morning because you're not going to be up probably for one. You're not going to know where it's at. Or you're not going to understand the resources to actually know where it's at because you're probably lazy.
Yeah.
So, and like you can't reposition a flame or just the in the moment action.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's literally, it's
split seconds.
It's literally like you're capturing that moment and it will never, ever happen again.
No.
Yeah.
That's the kind of shit I want to take more photos of.
Yeah.
Like I wish I could write better because I always wanted to be a photojournalist. Like I want to go to like war zones. Like I want to really get in deep on shit.
Yeah.
Like go to places I'm not supposed to go and see shit that normal people just don't see.
Yeah. That's intense, dude. I watched that documentary on Netflix. It was of Mike actually recommended it. It was of a photographer. But yeah, it was intense, dude. Like just shoot it, like, dude, and it's insane, that type of war zone.
Oh, war zone photography. Yeah.
And like, and the thing is, like, even like with the rooftopping and like stuff that I already do, man, like, it sounds really morbid, but like, when is my time to go? It's my time to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think about the danger and the violence in the city at 3:00 in the morning when I'm walking around alone with a camera. If I die doing something I like to do, oh well,
So be it.
Like, yeah, I'd much rather do that than, I don't know, die doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to die doing dumb shit.
No.
I don't want to like slip and fall like on ice, like on a street, and like break my neck and be done. Like, that'd be a shitty way to go out.
Yeah. Now, if you ever did, like, God forbid, you were climbing something and you fell, you got to get that. You got to take that photo when you're falling.
Yeah, I'll just
that last selfie.
You got to get that last selfie.
I'll hit the burst mode
and then try to throw your camera onto like a balcony or something.
They'll find the card. The card will be fine.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, they always get the card. It's like the black box in the airplane.
Yeah.
There's always a card like recovered from somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had friends that have had crazy shit happen. You know, I've had friends that passed away and just doing wild shit, man. It's like, what the style of photography that I do, or like that, you know, people that we know do, it's dangerous, man. Like it is like a real legit like lifestyle.
Yeah.
We just ain't doing this for shits and giggles, you know, like I do this because I like to do it. And like, I have this want, like this like inner thing of like, I have to do this. It's really like literally like a drug. Like it's like my caffeine addiction.
Really?
Like I have to go out and go after shit.
Is it the adrenaline of it that you think gets you, or is it like just getting that shot?
It's just like the feeling of like living, of like doing something, of not being lazy, of like really making something out of nothing. Because like there's shit going on right now that I'm missing. But you know, it just all depends on the opportunities that present themselves. There's opportunities every day that present themselves, and you have the choice to either go after them or not do anything. I'm getting older, you know, like I'm 32 now. So like the opportunities are going to keep happening, but time's something you just don't get back.
Right.
If I live to be 40, you know, or people on their deathbed, the one thing they always wish for is more time. So I like to utilize my time, even if I'm tired, even if I'm not feeling like it. I have like this little, you know, my old boss, Andy Frisella, talks about it, like that little bitch voice in your head.
Yeah.
I push that shit aside all the time. Nobody wants to go wake up at 3:00 in the morning and go run through the metro tunnels.
Yeah.
No.
But like, you got to do it.
Yeah.
That's what sets people apart.
Yeah.
So do you shoot every day?
Yeah, in some way, shape, or form. Literally, like, if I'm not at like White Box Studio or chasing a fire, like, I will at least give myself about an hour. I kind of treat it like working out because it is like repetition. You are building something, even though you may not see the progress. Literally, just like working out. You may work out every day for a month and not see the progress, but you work out for 3 months, start seeing a little more definition, you start getting a little bigger, you start seeing a little lean. You're like, damn, okay, the work is really paying off.
Yeah.
You can see that creatively too with shit.
Oh, big time. Yeah. Especially if you look at your old photos and like you can judge it from this perspective now and be like, man, that's fucking trash the way I used to edit photos. And
oh my God. I'm honestly happy I lost a lot of my first photos because I'm like dog shit.
Yeah.
I know they're dog shit.
Yeah.
The world will never see them, so that's good.
Yeah.
But everybody sucks at one time, man. Like I still feel like I suck. It's like the self-deprecation thing that we were talking about before. Like creatives just have that thing in them. And I think every creative that doesn't have like a big circle or talk to a lot of people just think they're alone in that like mindset. But we all go through it.
Yeah.
I go through it daily. Like,
Well, that's what pushes you to get better. Like if you didn't have that thought, like you were shit, then
I'd be complacent.
you wouldn't want to get any better. So
no, yeah.
I think that's very necessary for a creative.
Yeah,
you know, to have those thoughts.
You have to have a drive.
Yeah.
I mean, for me personally, like if I didn't have the drive anymore, I just wouldn't take photos anymore.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy the full aspect of taking a photo, going to a location, taking a photo, being creative, you know, maybe not liking it, maybe liking it, going home, editing it, and like seeing something that I made. I love the whole process. You know, I don't like, some people are like, oh, I love to edit, or I like the adventure. Like I like everything about it.
Yeah.
And the day that I stop liking that, I'll quit photography. Like I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to do this for the rest of my life maybe. And like, that doesn't really scare me,
Yeah.
People grow, people adapt, people develop certain things, and I think us as humans, we're not meant to do the same shit for 60 years,
Yep, that scares me, that thought of working in a
9 to 5
warehouse or
job.
something and then retiring and like all that,
Yeah, then you're like, well, that's my life.
Yeah, like just that life where you live for retirement and then like what do you do after that?
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? Like that scares me. But I think that's what separates people that are like that's how you know you're in like living your life's purpose is that feeling of like, oh man, this is trash, but how do I make it better? Because there's some people that are like, man, this is trash. I never want to do that again. Well, that's just not their life purpose. But if you want to get better at something, then that's like your life purpose to be doing that. And that always changes. You might not like photography in 5 years or 2 years or next year,
I mean, I played drums for 14 years. I did skateboarding for a long time. And when we're all younger skateboarding, we're like, man, I'm going to go pro.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to go pro.
That's all I thought about.
I'm going to learn these tray flips and go down these 5 sets, and then it's going to be a 10 set.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to break my leg, and then it's all going to be fucking done.
Yeah. Did you break your leg or anything?
Never broke a bone.
I did.
But
I broke my leg, and that's
kind of what it did it for you.
That was my decline in skateboarding. I tried to skate a little bit after that, but it was never the same. Like it fucked me up to go downstairs or anything again,
I've had like weird thoughts and like dreams before of like losing my hand.
Oh yeah.
I'd be like, what the fuck am I going to do? Like, how am I going to take a photo?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or like ever like having the thought of like, what if I ever become handicapped? Like, would I still be a successful photographer?
Dude, I think about that.
Like just like little weird shit that like I probably shouldn't even think about.
Yeah.
But like freak shit happens all the time.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, damn, like, am I really setting myself up for success? Like, do I have a backup plan? No. But should I probably have one? Should we all probably have one? Yeah. Like, I'm a high school dropout. Like, I didn't have a backup plan.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I'm just going to drop out of high school and start working.
Yeah.
That was it.
Let's get into that then. So you grew up in Delwood?
Yeah, I grew up in Delwood,
Missouri.
Yeah.
What was that like? What was growing up there like?
It was cool, man. Like, it was a normal neighborhood kids, not a lot of violence. Up until like 94, 95, there was like the Great White Flight that happened. And every year in school, a couple more white kids would move out, a couple more black kids would move in. It just kind of teetered, and then the whole Great White Flight thing happened. And you just adapt, people are people.
Yeah.
I think I learned that a lot from my childhood of like, there is no race. There's good people and bad people in all assets, in all aspects of life. And I just learned to treat you and you the same way that I would treat anyone that I saw on the street or anyone that I randomly met. It's just the courteous, like, proper thing to be, So it honestly taught me a lot growing up where I grew up.
Yeah.
And going to the school I went to, learned a lot of good life lessons that I still, like, honestly, have still, like, molded me into what I am today.
Oh, yeah.
So
big time.
Now, were you a creative kid growing up?
I was always really, really good in art class and science. Absolutely bombed math.
Yeah,
Like,
Same.
me too. I was fucking.
All the way up to
I was horrible in school. Period.
Yeah.
But
My senior year, I was taking a sophomore math class.
I dropped out my junior. I dropped out my junior year with like 4 credits
Oh shit.
total.
Oh no
Damn.
shit.
I was terrible in school.
No shit.
Terrible.
Wait, how many credits do you get in 1 year?
You can get up to like 8.
Oh shit. Damn. Yeah.
So in 3 years, I managed 4.
4. That's impressive.
Well, that's what's up.
Yeah,
dude.
and I think 2 of them were like gym class.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, I'm cashed out. Like, that's all I can get. Like, you can max out 2 like extracurricular, credits. I was like, well, damn, at least I got those.
Yeah.
So what made you want to drop out early? Just because, like, just fuck it?
I knew it was a waste of my time.
Yeah.
I knew like the teachers didn't care. My high school had lost accreditation. Like, what was I really going to school for?
Yeah. So what does that exactly mean? It lost accreditation. Like you might as well not even go to school then, or?
I don't really know exactly what it means. I think it's just bad for like trying to get accepted to colleges and stuff. Like I guess I'm probably like wrong or bombing this, but I'm pretty sure it probably has something to do with like the actual overall like academic skill level of the teachers teaching and what the school is learning.
Okay.
So like if you lose your accreditation, like your seniors probably aren't graduating at like a senior level. They're probably graduating at like a 9th grade level or like an 8th grade level.
Damn, that's shitty.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
like never really set up for success.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it, I'll make my own success.
Yeah.
And I think that's like where my hustle mentality came from. I was like, well, I got to drop out and I got to make something happen.
Yeah.
So I just started working full time.
Okay. And that was now your last name's Bommarito, right?
No relation, yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm still
you already
broke.
knew it was coming.
No, I'm still broke. I don't own a car neither.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we get that a lot too. Our last name's Kevin, and there's Kevin Sod Farm or whatever.
yeah, they're like, oh, cool, you
Yeah.
guys are doing pretty well.
we're like, nah,
Nah,
those are the rich Kevins.
Those are the rich cousins.
nah, no relation. I wish.
Yeah.
It never. I never like really looked into it though.
Somewhere down the line, probably.
It's got to be, man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you get a card, like go up to there and be like, hey, my last name's Bommarito.
Yo,
you know,
Frank, hook me up, man.
Yeah.
Come on, let's get
your
it.
third cousin, come on, you know me.
My Uncle David owns this place.
I'll take some photos for you guys. Actually, my very first paid photo shoot was for Acura.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, they paid me $100.
No shit.
To do what? Take photos of the cars?
They
or-
brought a couple of cars around downtown, like some TLs at the time. In like 2016, they're like, "Hey, man, you know any cool locations to take some photos of cars?" I was like, "Yeah, cool. I got you. I'll take you to the graffiti wall." Great.
Yeah.
Paid me $100, and I was like, "Damn!" I found those pphotos actually on a hard drive the other day.
No shit.
I was like, "Yeah, I need to delete these."
I was gonna say, if you send them to me, I'll throw them up in the video.
Well, I could send it to you
Yeah.
because it'll be a cool.
Show your growth.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was in the dirt. I wasn't even a seed yet. I wouldn't even say I was anything. I was bad.
Well, how did that come about then? They reached out to you?
I knew a girl who was working there, and she was like, "Oh, you're a photographer." You're like, "We're just looking for something. Like, we don't have any high expectations." I said, "Well, good. This is perfect then. Like,
Yeah.
it's a win-win for me. Like, I put myself in win-win situations. Like, I don't really try to set the bar too high, and because I've learned that like people don't typically know what they like until you show them.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I think this is dope. Do you like this? Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Clients all the time say, hey, man, I don't really know kind of what direction I want to go to. So I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I'll be your creative direction. And you can trust me because I'm good at what I do. And I probably know what you like. And you don't know what you like. So something good for brands to think about too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, people. I don't even know what I like sometimes.
Yeah, same.
I see some shit and I'm like, oh yeah, I mean, damn, I would have never thought about that. That's pretty dope.
And it kind of differs day to day. Like even taking my own photos, I could be like, dude, this photo sucks. And I could look at it 3 days later and be like, this is dope. I'm going to post this.
I always marinate on stuff. I always let stuff like, I've never been the type of dude to like go out and shoot. Oh man, I got to go home and edit this. I'll keep shit on my memory card for like 2 weeks. Like I do not jump the gun. And if there's not like a deadline or for like a client, my personal stuff, it'll just sit on a memory card sometimes until I'm like, yeah, I think it's time.
Is there some photos that you forget about? You're like, and then you find them probably.
I mean, there's
later.
probably a couple of months of stuff like through COVID that I still haven't even like looked at.
Yeah.
And I've been shooting a lot of film too during COVID. Like I was probably shooting about 5 or 10 rolls, maybe like every 2 weeks, about 5 rolls a week.
What kind of camera were we shooting with?
Just like point and shoots, like little 35s, and now I have like a Mamiya RB67, so medium format, 6x7 camera, and I'm gonna put together like a COVID book. It's just I gotta develop all of it.
Yeah,
Which I was like, shit, it's gonna cost a lot of money.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, do you develop it yourself or do you send it out to somebody?
I'll go to Schiller's here in St. Louis, and I'll get them. They'll develop it, and I'll scan it with my buddy Zach Day. You guys probably know Zach.
I think I follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, a little shithead,
I follow
little shithead kid.
See, I like film because like you don't have to edit it. Like I'm not a photographer at all, but that's my whole thing is just like I like taking photos.
Right.
It's just the editing the photos.
Yeah, it's like it's a signature, you know?
Yeah.
Some people have really good handwriting, some people don't. I mean, you can always practice on it, but some people film has been filmed for a reason.
Yeah.
It has a look.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a good composition, you have a good eye, I mean, film's not that easy too. Like people downplay film like, oh, you just take a photo. Like, no, it's not really that easy. Like there is an art form to it.
Right.
So don't discredit yourself, okay? Film is film
Well,
is film, man.
Yeah, I don't claim to be a photographer or anything like that, but it's just like with music though. Like I love recording music, but like the mixing and mastering is just not my shit. Like I just cannot make it sound like professional quality, so I just send it off.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, there's usually a guy for all of that.
Yeah.
There was a time where I was like, damn, like I probably need like a photo retoucher. It's like I probably need to hire somebody. I was like, and even thinking of that, I was like, wow, I'm a photographer. But like there are people that get hired to edit podcasts, that get hired to color grade video, that get hired to retouch photos. Like that is also a job.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a big market out there for that kind of stuff. So if I ever really needed to do it, I'm not going to be like, let my ego get in the way and be like, oh, well, I'm just going to figure this out on my own.
Yeah.
No, I mean, because it's helping them out too, you know?
Yeah.
Just like throwing people bones, you know, that's karma. Like all that stuff comes back some way, shape, or form, I think.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's the way I look at it.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So what inspired you to pick up a camera in the first place?
I'll just keep it short and sweet, I guess. Bad breakup.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it was.
But why photos? Like, what about a photo attracted you?
Just to keep your mind off her?
It was, so she had bought me a GoPro for Christmas. And I actually originally got it because like back in the day, like when GoPros first came out, you see the cool commercials and like all this video and stuff. I'd be like, damn, I want to make video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I want to make these cool videos. Like I'll travel and I'll put these cool videos together and like maybe I'll work for GoPro one day. Like that was like my original plan. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to boom, impulse, I'll run with it. That didn't work out at all. I never made a video with it.
Yeah.
And I found out it could take photos and I was like, cool, like I'll just take photos with it. Like I'll get outside the house.
Wait, you started on a GoPro?
I started on a GoPro Hero 4 Silver.
Wow.
And it had like the little touchscreen, like so
I
the
didn't know
GoPros.
those took photos like that.
So the GoPros,
like
you know, like they had
8 megapixels or something.
Yeah, they
Like
you know,
shit.
8 megapixel JPEG. So like they sit like this, and I was like, man,
I
like,
got this one right here.
so the super wide angle, so like the super wide angle lens, you know, it's like a fisheye. So like instead of taking the photos like this, I was like, well, for Instagram, it's always portrait. So I was like, man, I'll just start taking the photos like this and just switch it around. And that's like what I was like, oh shit, like that was like my aha moment. I was like, damn, I could probably take some cool photos if I actually like shoot like this and I don't have to crop in.
Yeah.
See,
And
that's dope because you didn't wait until you had enough money to buy like a nice camera.
No, I had to work with what I had. And even for a long time, like even like at even after I bought a DSLR, I was like, man, like I don't really want to get rid of my GoPro. It was like my little safe space.
Yeah.
And now if I actually tried to probably work a GoPro now, I'd like what
know
is
how to
this?
do it.
Yeah, I'd be like, what is this? So it's just kind of interesting how you're like your brain pushes some shit aside and makes room for other shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's interesting. Right
Yeah,
there.
that's a good way to develop your eye though too, because something like that is just like it's so minimalistic. Like especially if you're taking photos, it's like there's no really real settings for photos. I don't think for those.
No, I would
they're
put it
mainly
in-
for video.
I learned to take sharper photos with the GoPro by using burst mode.
Oh shit. Okay.
So like it would take like 30 photos at one time, and I'd pick like the middle 15th or 16th because I knew that in my head that's what second the camera was probably the most still. So I would dump the other 29 and keep that one.
Damn. And you would edit them?
Yeah, I was I was editing JPEG 8 megapixel cameras, like those prints in my house that were above my sink. Those were with my first GoPro.
No shit. I'm gonna have to relook at those.
shit.
And I edited them, and like I used Lightroom, and I was like, oh yeah, this looks good.
Damn.
Because those look good
Yeah,
for being fucking GoPro.
for being
quality.
for almost 5 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
With like the way everything was back then. Yeah, I mean, you just got to work with what you got, man. Sometimes I think a lot of people underestimate the power of just having a good eye.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have a good eye, man, it don't matter what you shoot with.
Yeah.
Like you can tell a story with anything
Yeah.
as long as you have something to tell a story with.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a story to be told, you can tell it with the right person.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's 100% true. Now, at what point did you start upgrading your equipment? When did you realize, damn, I should probably get a nicer camera?
whenever Zach Day had a 6D at the time, I was like, damn, why does this dude have a real camera? And like, I don't even know how to use it. And I was like, I'm so much better than him. That was my mindset. I was like, man, if he's doing this with that, I could probably do some really crazy shit. And then I was like, all right, cool. And I got a 5D Classic, the very first like 5D, Canon 5D body. I bought it used for like $300. got a lens with it, and it was right before my very first photo trip I ever went on to before I went to Philly, Memphis, and Denver. First time I ever been on a plane, like flew by myself, like all just to go take photos somewhere. I was like, man, like I need to go out and like I need to see a different city. Like I need to really like. It was almost like a test to see like how good am I. Like, can I be uncomfortable and still be good? And I met up with some people. I met up with like an old friend, Jen Brown, in Philly, and a couple of homies from Memphis. And then I went to Denver to meet up with like my buddy Speedy and Doug, or like twice on Instagram. And we just went crazy. Like I was shooting with a tripod and like cranking my ISO to like 5,000, and like I had learned how to use a DSLR from no experience, no like YouTube back in the day. Like I wanted to learn my way. Like I wanted to have an unorthodox way of shooting that made me shoot the way I shoot. Like me and Mike and like a lot of the St. Louis dudes, like we don't use tripods, and we crank our ISO really, really fucking high, and we use a lot of grain because it's just the way we are around here. You know, we're not really clean because the city's not clean. So that like always stuck with me. So I was like, all right, cool. Like I'll just figure out how to use this thing. And I look back at those photos and I'm like, damn, just when I thought they were good. Like more dog shit. It's terrible. I'm like, but it's the memories, you know, like that's what mattered to me. Like that was like such a good time in my life. Like being on a plane for the first time by myself, and like just all these experiences coming in, and me just like being completely unaware of what's going on and just like loving it. And I was like, man, like I might actually like have something here. That was like another like, oh shit moment. Like I could probably do something with this. Yeah. So
what made you, did you see the photos that they were posting out there that made you want to go out there and take photos? Or were you just like, I want to see some other cities?
I had known, well, it was really, I had free places to stay.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool. Like where can I go for free?
Yeah. Like
where can I find the cheapest flight and get there for the lowest amount of money? And Philly was on the list, and Memphis was on the list, and so was Denver. So I was just like, and I kind of prepped a little bit. I was like, you know, like I'll use Instagram and I'll just DM some people and like comment to some people and be like, who wants to meet up? Like who can I really network with? And I think that was like a kind of a weird mindset to have back then, 'cause this was like 2016. And not a lot of people not a lot of people were like really, I mean, they kind of were, but nobody was like really, hey bro, I'm coming to town, let's link. Like that wasn't happening back then. It was kind of your city's your city, and you're not going to show outsiders around.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was very, very welcomed with open arms. Like, I guess just, I don't know, I got lucky.
Now, do you get people hitting you up from out of state to come here in St. Louis?
Yeah, I've basically become like the unofficial like tour guide.
No shit.
It's bad. Like it was really, really bad at one time. I had homies like from out of state coming like every weekend. Like, hey man, come crash in my parents' basement on my couch. I'll show you around some shit. We'll have a good time. We'll go to Sugar Fire Barbecue, and then you'll peace out.
Yeah.
Like that's how I met like some like really, really good friends of mine still. Like Justin Jenny came here. Like Wire, ATL has been here a bunch, Sloppy Stick, like a bunch of like OGs like in the abandoned world, and just like urban exploring and stuff like that. Like really really cool people that like I still am like good friends with. So it's kind of weird like how early on in my photography career I like established those good relationships.
Yeah.
And it's just all from like being humble and be like, hey man, I got a couch for you to stay, like come through.
Yeah, it's just strictly through DMing, and like you never met these people in person until you flew out there?
No, Justin flew here with smoke bombs in his carry-on from San Francisco.
God. No shit. No shit.
And he's like, I was like, he unpacked his bag and I was like, what are those little grenades? And I was like, well, how the fuck? I was like, didn't you just get off a plane? He's like, yeah, they're smoke bombs. They didn't check. I was like,
damn.
What? That's wild.
I was like, what?
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird shit, man.
Yeah, these days you can't even fly with like a bottle of water. Let alone some smoke bombs.
Yeah, anytime I bring my supplements, man, they go through that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he came from San Fran. And I was like, damn, dude. Like, I was like, you're lucky.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you don't show off your lofts. So like you don't get hit up even more. Like fuck, I want
no.
to stay there.
Yeah, let me stay there.
No, the real true homies get the hookup these days. I've learned to. I had to learn the hard way from not being so available. It's a weird lesson to learn, but like you will realize as like I guess you get better or get further in your career with things, like more people will reach out to you. And if you consider or if you still stay readily available, you'll burn yourself out, man. Like I don't want to go to the same spots anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to Cleveland High School again this week. Please, no thank you. Like, here's the address. Go check it out yourself. Like, hit me up for dinner later.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, and even like with DMs and stuff like that, or even like with podcasts, like I've become more selective with what I do because I could do a lot. And I think all of us could do certain things, but it's like, I want to do things that are more genuine. Like I listened to your guys' podcast with Mike and I was like, okay, cool. Like, and I'd like been following or like I'd seen like your guys' stuff around. So I was like, yeah, like these guys are legit. I knew you guys were cool. So I was like, yeah, like I'll definitely do this with you guys.
Cool.
But I get hit up for podcasts. Sometimes I'm just like, no, like this isn't really going to, no, I'm cool. Thank you though.
Right.
So, yeah, that brings up a good point then. How big of a role does aesthetic play? Like when you're looking at people's things or like companies you want to fuck with or even your own aesthetic, like how important is it to have a aesthetic?
I mean, like I said, like it's like a signature, you know, like I think I've established myself enough now to where you could scroll through a photo and be like, oh, that's a second try photo. And it's not like a bragging thing. It's just like I put in a lot of fucking work. You know, there's been countless days of Googling shit and scoping out spots and like really honing in like my craft to get to where I am now. And I'm still not even anywhere. Like I'm still not shit. Like I still have such a long way to go. But I think that's one thing that people don't realize, that like your aesthetic comes from like putting in the work. Like that's where it really comes from.
Yeah.
Trial and error and like little tweaks, man. The littlest tweaks have made my photos and made my camera and made just even like looking up things have made the biggest difference.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't take a lot, man. It really doesn't. Like
I discovered color balance, and that changed the aesthetic of my photo. You know, just like adjusting different colors. Not like color, like I'm gonna change that red to blue, but like you know the color balance on. I use Photoshop. What do you use? Do you use Lightroom?
I do not know how to use Photoshop.
Oh, okay. Does Lightroom have color balance and all that?
I do use Photoshop for one thing, for the little GIF videos. But that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do all my facial retouching and like all that stuff like in Lightroom. I don't know. I'm lazy in some ways, but it's like, it's working for me. Like it's not broken. I don't need to fix it.
Yeah. I was going to ask, so are you completely happy with your photos now, or is there still things you want to improve?
No, like I want to, like I have, so like I'm really, really influenced by like Sadar or like Trash And, like a homie of mine who's really, really big, based in Chicago, and like 13th Witness.
Yeah.
You know, like I was really, really inspired coming into the game by like the heavy hitters here in St. Louis, like Mike Romer and Oliver Fixie, you know, and Graham Roper, you know, Kilogram and RJ Paint Chips, like all these dudes that were doing the dope shit here. I was like, damn. I was like, I want to do shit like that. Like I don't want to replicate that, but I want to do shit like they're doing, you know?
Yeah.
I want to do it my way and how mine look.
Yeah.
And I think that was a big mindset to have back then of like, I don't want to copy them. I want to do what they're doing, but put my twist on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I always had that mindset. So I was always super influenced by those guys and New York and Chicago style photographers, which is, I think, kind of what led me in my direction and the style and the way that I view this city, because I didn't have a small city mindset. I was like, damn, like I want to make St. Louis look dope. I want to make St. Louis look like Chicago or LA or New York. I wanted to have that aesthetic.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because there's really not any photographers out there like that. Like you were saying, all the New York guys, like there's a bunch of them out there that, and they all have like a similar aesthetic, but you could tell like whose photos are whose type of thing. And St. Louis has that now with like you and Mike and people like that who you can tell like, oh yeah, that's a Mike photo, that's a Second Try photo. Did the New York scene inspire you with like the name, like coming up with a name? Because I know there's First, the photographer First. That dude, like you said, 13th Witness. Like, did you feel like people like that inspired you to come up with Second Try?
So Second Try really came from me literally giving myself a literal second chance. Like me of like getting rid of that GoPro at the time, getting a DSLR. It was like a new year at the time. And my name on Instagram was just Larry Bommarito. It's just my name. I was like, man, I sound like a weekend dad of like 3 who like takes photos. I was like, this isn't a really, really good brand. Like I was like, I need to create a brand. I need to create an image. I need to really put my stamp down and really plant some roots. I was like, and Larry Bommarito is just not going to do it. There's too many Doug Williamson photography and like.
Shout out.
I was like, I don't. Shout out to whoever you are. Shout out to whoever you are, Doug Williamson.
Like, there's some Doug out there who's like, what? He knows me.
But it was like, I was like, I don't want to be boxed into that.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool. Like, I had like some weird things from like 13th Witness and like Trash Hand, and like I was like, it needs to have like it needs to flow. It needs to have a ring, but it needs to have meaning. So I was like laying in my bed, like fucking like staring at my ceiling like they do like in the movies, like, oh God, what a life. And I was like playing these things like through my head, like, I was like, all right, cool, like Second Chance or like Second Try. And like I was like, Second Try sounds kind of dope. Let me type it in. Yeah. I typed it in Instagram, taken. I was like, and now spelling it like the right way with like a C. And I was like, I wonder if I could get away with using a K. And sure enough, I typed it in and it worked. And I was like,
that's it. That's
so I was like, and now like whenever I tell people like I'm Second Try with a K, it even has a ring to it now. Like it just like, it perfectly fit.
Yeah. And
like it had like a real like true like inner meaning to me. Like my name is me literally giving myself a second chance and like really taking that chance and just going full force with it.
When did that name change come? Like how many, at what point, how many followers did you have as Larry Bommarito versus?
It was probably like 5,000.
5,000?
6,000. Like even like my buddy Zach was like, he literally like, he literally saw my name change. He's like, what the fuck is Second Try, bro? Change it back. He's like, it's stupid. Change it back.
That's funny.
And like, that's like when I just learned earlier on, I was like, I have to follow my gut with shit.
Yeah.
Like, if shit don't feel right, I don't do it. If it feels right, I go all in.
Yeah.
I roll the dice.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's smart, dude. Especially this day and age, branding is everything, Like,
yeah.
You could honestly come up with Second Try shirts. Like, you can merch that now if you wanted to,
Yeah, I finally made some stickers.
Yeah, there you go.
I was like, that's a start.
Yeah.
A Second Try shirt, like a hat, like all that shit.
Well, like I've really been in the market about getting like, I really want to get like with an agency or get with like an agent or have even like an intern, like apprentice. Cause like I'm getting so busy now that I need to start focusing more on like photography again. Like I'm so busy now that I'm getting pulled away from what got me to where I am now. Like my friend Kara is always like, you need to hit these streets. You need to get out in these streets. Like that's when dope shit happens. When you have a camera in your hand, that's when shit starts going your way. People don't know you're a photographer if they don't see a camera in your hand.
Right.
So everywhere I go, I don't usually keep my camera in my bag. I hold it.
Yeah.
It started so many conversations on the street. Oh, bro, you're a photographer? Cool, man. What do you shoot? Gain a follower, gain possibly a gig, Those little things that people don't think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one knows what you do if you're not showing people what you do.
Yeah.
Joe, let's just start carrying these mics around.
Yeah.
These headphones. Like,
Yo, what's up? I do a podcast. Yo, this is a podcast, guys.
Hey, there actually is a dude, speaking of New York, that does that. Well, he just carries around like a mic.
just a walk around podcast.
But dude, his Instagram is like fucking lit with like people doing
guys. We have a
shit.
podcast.
Shit, that might be a good idea to be honest.
For real.
But I mean, like that was like one thing. Like I learned the hard way. Like, damn, like how is anyone gonna like, and I started wearing a red hat all the time. Like people knew what I looked like without really knowing what I looked like because I was a white dude with a camera in my hand and a red hat.
Yeah.
Like I would get stopped on the street all the time. Yo, Sekondtry, I fuck with your work, bro. Like,
oh shit.
like yo, the light's green, go. Like, but like it's really
funny.
really dope and cool to like know that like I have like me, myself, and I have that kind of impact,
Yeah.
which is like, which is dope.
Yeah.
Like if I, COVID really fucked up a lot of things because I would go around and talk in like inner city schools and like talk to students about like, like you can get out of the hood. You can like make something for yourself. You don't have to be good at sports. You don't have to do this or that. Like you can be creative and get out. Like you can do dope stuff and you can do it alone. Like being a creative is not a team sport. Like you're solo dolo. Yeah. So you, as bad as you want it, you can go after it.
Right.
And like you don't need a lot of resources.
Yeah.
Everyone's got an iPhone these days. Everyone is a photographer. It's just how bad do you want it?
Yeah.
So it's like a cool thing to think about, If what I'm posting or what I'm doing has a positive effect on somebody, just one person, that's like
makes it worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, like that's really really dope to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everybody's saying congratulations and stuff, like the fire department stuff. It's like, that means a lot. It really does. Like I say thank you and like I appreciate it, but like genuinely, I really, really do mean like I appreciate it. I can only say thank you so much, but
yeah,
it is very, very genuine. It does mean a lot to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
sometimes it's hard to like express that, but you can feel it.
Hey, bro,
inside.
thanks.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
No, it
just individually message every single one of your followers.
Yeah, man, and just like even like people who buy prints or like anyone who just supports me or like supports you guys, like it's like, oh shit, like people are taking their hard-earned money or using their time, because time is wisely used.
Yeah,
it's like if they're using their time and their money and their effort to support me, like. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like that is like it's a wild thing to think about.
Now, how do you think that you built your following? Was it a strategic plan? Oh shit. That's the car alarm or the car.
That's a fire.
Well, all right. I guess I owe you guys $15 I'll Venmo you $15 for the parking ticket.
But yeah, you're good. You're good. But how did you how do you think you built your following like that? Was it just through posting or was it
repetition?
Networking?
Repetition, okay. Man. I was always persistent. Post daily, engage with people, be genuine, Like I never was the sugarcoating type of bullshit. Like I'm not going to bullshit you to get something out of you.
Right.
I was like, yo, if I really don't have anything to offer you, like I'm going to tell you straight up.
Now, was it a slow grow?
It was a lot different back then, like with the algorithm. Like I owe a lot to St. Louis Graham and like a lot of like the local bigger pages because they really did put on for me. Like they would share my work and get this kind of following that I never would have gotten. So I was like, well, I mean that like it was just I had a lot of help like through that kind of stuff, through like feature pages and even then like still like I have 18,000 followers. Like it's really not that much in the realm of things, because people can go overnight famous on TikTok and gain like 2 million. So it's like
yeah, but it's about sustainability too.
Yeah, I mean, where are they going to be like in a year or 2 years
Right.
Like I know for as long as I have a camera in my hand, I'll be a successful photographer. So that's like, I'm cool with that kind of longevity. I don't care about the number. I don't care about the hype. I really do enjoy the life that I'm living because I created that life. Yeah. Like even like one photo at a time, one day at a time, all that stuff just took time. And I was patient with myself. And I think a lot of people have kind of lost that patience. We're all so, we need it now. We need that quick affirmation. We need those likes. We need that endorphin hit. Yeah. And I'm just like, I don't get that way. Yeah.
I'm going through it now with Dogecoin.
Yo, please go up right now. Yo,
I'm like checking it every day. I'm like, come on, man, I want to be rich.
Yeah, man. It goes back to like the working out thing, or like working on things, it's time under tension, that kind of stuff. Just it's building and you don't even realize it. Yeah. You just have to stay at it. And just like my following, it was building and I didn't pay attention to it because I was just staying in my own lane and just doing what I always did. Yeah. I wasn't fixated on a number. I wasn't fixated on like if this photo only gets 100 likes, like then I'm washed. Like I'm trash.
Yeah, if you focused on the numbers, you wouldn't be true to yourself. Your art would have been totally different.
Yeah, I would have been following the trend, or like doing the fucking bokeh shit with like lens balls and like puddles and like all that weird shit that was a trend at one time.
Yeah.
And I'm just not fake, I guess. I just always did what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
If there ever came a time where I wanted to do that kind of shit, then I would have did it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I would have owned up that shit. Like, yeah, damn right, I love puddles.
Yeah.
These are the best fucking puddles ever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot the fuck out of these puddles.
Right.
Yeah.
And like I would have owned it, but I never fell into that.
Yeah.
So how do you find new inspiration in St. Louis? Because St. Louis is not the biggest city. I know there's like hidden gems, but where do you find that inspiration?
It's honestly, I find inspiration. I really don't find inspiration from Instagram anymore. I started purchasing a lot more photo books. And like really going back to like the roots of thing. Like one of my favorite photographers is Vivian Meyer. And like she's been dead for like I don't even know how long. But like the things that she was doing in the New York streets and like in Chicago, you can apply that to anything. A composition's a composition, or an idea is an idea. You just got to you got to put yourself in the situation to really be successful. If you're lazy and you don't put yourself in that situation, then you're not going to have any type of inspiration.
Right.
Because if you're not seeing things, then you can't be inspired. Like I'm a very visual person. So for me to be inspired, I have to have the shitty days where I'm like, damn, I didn't shoot anything. But at least I still walked around these streets for an hour and tried. That's like still a success to me. Because I know a lot of people, they didn't do that because I don't see anybody else around. So it's like, that's where the inspiration comes from. Tomorrow's a new day. Today's a new day. Inspiration can come at any moment, and you either go after it or you don't. You think for a second, and it's gone, or you just impulsively just go with it.
Yeah, and that's the key.
So I mean, I don't fight the shit. Like, when I feel inspired or like when something comes up, I just go. If I'm doing something, fuck it, I'm out. Now if I'm at a dinner, like. Sorry, I got to go.
See, I get inspired at work all the time. I'm like, fuck, I wish I could just clock out right now and just
quit
go
my
write
job.
some.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, man. When I quit First Form, I walked in on a Monday morning. It was like 8:30, and I was like, yo, guys, I'm out. So many people want to work for First Form. I had it, and I was just like, it's not where my heart is.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's good, man. That's good.
I like that you have the courage to do that because a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
they
just
fear the unknown.
I wouldn't even say, I mean, to me, it's not even courage. Just like, I didn't have a choice. Like, I was like, literally, like, I feel like in some situations, my back's up against the wall and I got to push back. And that was like a pushback moment. Like, people, I would like to think that people want success for others, but a lot of times they don't. Like, I want everybody in the room to win. I want everybody in the city to do great. I want everybody who's quitting their job and following their passion to fucking be successful. Because if people are successful, then more success is going to keep coming. It's like if you want to push everybody down and get to the top, it's going to be real fucking lonely.
Yeah.
And you're not going to stay at the top all the time. People fall.
Yeah.
So it's like if you build it up and you keep, that good circle, you stay genuine, you stay true to yourself, you stay humble, you'll always be on top. So it's just one of those things.
Yeah, it's funny because people think like, oh, man, if that dude's doing that, he's taking something from me. I'm not going to be able to do that. But it's actually the exact opposite because, like, you hanging out with people like Mike and all these people, that's what led other people to be able to even find you, It's through, like building each other up and, like, working with other people.
Yeah, man, that's why I still, like, if there's ever like me and Mike and like even like all the homies, like we're talking about Mike a lot, but just in general, like if there was something that like I couldn't do, like I throw that bone like, hey man, this is like $200. You want it? Like I don't have time to do it.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to keep it for myself and be like, I can just do it another day. Like if I eat, we should all eat, like that's how like, if we all keep coming up, then like we're all going to continue to be successful. Not one of us could make it out, and then what is that going to do?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to leave St. Louis. Like, I want to put on for the city. Like, I've said it, like, talked about it in other podcasts and stuff, but, like, I want big brands to notice St. Louis and be like, damn, there's potential there.
Mm-hmm.
We should maybe try to do, like, a commercial there, or, like, hire this dude for, like, a lookbook, or, you know, something like that, and really showcase it. St. Louis is dope.
Yeah.
You know that if you live here, we're not just like a walk through, fly through, you know, drive through city. I think at the end of the day, that means a lot to me.
Mm-hmm.
That, like, there may not be a lot of things going on here, but if anything, I show that you can still make something out of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of shitty because like the news makes St. Louis so bad, like the murder capital and this, that, and
Right.
the third.
I mean, we do have a lot of crime, but I mean,
but there's much more to the city than that.
Yeah,
Way
we're not just, you know, we're like one of the top rated places for food in the country.
Oh yeah.
We have great food. We have great people. Like, there's amazing people that live here. You know, there's good companies that are starting here. You know, Square, you know, their headquarters is literally going right there, right outside our window, like the old Post Dispatch building. Like, that's going to be the new Square headquarters. Like, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, like, we have the soccer team coming here.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, we have all this potential because someone saw just a little bit and they're like, let's give them a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at the end of the day, that's really all we needed.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
Now, I was looking at your website and it said you had you worked with Def Jam.
Yeah, I did.
So how did that come about?
So if you're familiar with them, you probably are, Raleigh.
Yeah.
So I take photos for Raleigh, a local artist here that now lives in Atlanta, and he is signed to Def Jam. And I took photos for his press kit with him, and like, it was crazy because I thought it was fake. I got an email from Def Jam about having the rights and then paying me for the rights for the photos
Crazy.
to use for the press kit. And I was like, damn, I was like, yo, is this really Def Jam? Like, Def Jam is reaching out to me for photo rights? Like, that's kind of crazy.
That's fucking nuts, dude.
So, yeah, I mean, technically I worked for him. So, I mean, I scraped by with that one, but yeah, it's a technical sense. So, but yeah, I signed a contract with Def Jam before. So I'll say I work with them.
Yeah. Well, that brings us into taking photos of different artists. How did you get in with JR?
Persistent. I literally went through his followers list, messaged everybody that probably knew him, and bothered the fuck out of people and said, hey, man, I think this dude wants to get in contact with me. I'm really good at what I do. I can make him look dope. You might want to use me. And I was kind of cocky like that. I was like, you know, I was kind of, hey, I'm very, very good. You're missing out if you don't use me. And we just built a really, really dope relationship. And then JR, we became homies and like really, really good friends. We established that trust. And I've gone to like Atlanta with JR before. And it helped me meet Nelly, you know, Mo, and it helped me meet Raleigh. So JR was kind of like the gateway, you know. He really wanted me to be successful. And it was like, hey, man, well, I got you. You know, you coming up, we're coming up, you know, like, let's do stuff. And he's like, you know, I'm not going to, you know, they're going to trust me because they trust my word and they've seen your work. You know, your work speaks for itself. So, you know, who else do you want to work with? Like, I've done stuff with, like, LA Foes, you know, Lil STL, you know, like some of the kind of bigger names in the city. And now even, you know, from my buddy Josh Travis, who's the guitar player from Hnbj, and like Tony Danza, Tap Dance Extravaganza, and Glass Cloud. Like, he's pretty well known, like, in the music industry. He lives here in St. Louis, and that's hopefully gonna transpire to me going on tour in November with Hnbj, which is like a band like I used to listen to growing up. Like, I saw them play a Warped Tour so many times and all that stuff. Like, so, and hopefully I think I'm going to be going to Bonnaroo with Nelly this year.
That's crazy.
So it's just, you know, it's just making the connections. And I think a big thing too is that I never fanboyed.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how we are.
I would just talk to, you know, I talked to Mo, you know, Nelly, like how I talk to you guys. Like, he's just a person.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Nelly, you know, or, you know, like, we just took photos of Jay Quan the other day for Jose Cuervo
Oh, shit.
at the studio. And like, I was like, yo, what's up, Jay? Like, I mean, like, they get enough of that. They want to be
Yeah.
treated like people
Yeah.
because they are people.
Yeah.
And I think that goes so much further. You know, I've never taken a photo with Nelly. I've never asked for an autograph because I don't care. Like that's not what, you know, me being able to work with him and be like on that professional level is the rewarding part.
Yeah.
That's what matters to me.
Yeah.
So I think that's like something that I learned from working like with the Cardinals back in the day. Like I used to be around all the players all the time and stuff, and go into a locker room with the Cardinals and like say what's up to Yachty and like play ping pong with like the players and shit and just be like, all right, cool guys. Well, I'm gonna leave. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like it was just normal.
Yeah.
And
And
I
I treat them like they're humans because that's what
Exactly.
they are. I mean, they're just humans, you know?
Yeah, they're just dudes that are a little bit more successful and drive a little nicer car and make a little bit more money.
Yeah.
They still shit the same way. They still eat food the same way. They still put their socks on the same way. It's like
Right. Exactly.
I don't really put people on pedestals. I don't know who I'd really fangirl over. I kind of fangirl over whenever I met Trash for the first time. We did a gallery together in Chicago, and I was like, "Damn, I'm in a gallery with Trash Hand." Like, wow, that was like a oh shit moment. I was like, "Damn, it's kind of crazy."
Yeah.
It's like being on
Somebody
stage.
you looked up to.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm still really influenced by Trash, and like then like to have like the open invitation to be like, hey man, like whenever you come through, like hit me up, like let's do something together. Like that was like whoa, like
Yeah. It's mutual respect.
yeah, man, like it's you know he has 500 something thousand followers, and like I only have what I have, but it's like when you have hustle and you have heart, the number doesn't matter. I think it's a true testament to like to show that you can really make something out of nothing.
Right.
Yeah. Big time.
Especially if you want it. Like, I mean, that's just like, I want the shit that I want. And that's why I just keep going after it.
Yeah.
So.
Did you know photography would take you like to Atlanta and Detroit, like when you first got into it?
Never. I literally thought that I was going to be, I didn't know what I thought. Like, I really I had no expectations. I never thought that a camera could take me to China or to Mexico, or, you know, like I went to Mexico City, Mexico with Strange Donuts.
Damn.
And like for a week.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And I went to China. I went to Shanghai for 10 days.
No shit.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just like none of that shit would have happened if I didn't ever have a camera.
That's crazy.
So I just, the opportunities would knock on the door and I just open it up. I just never thought twice. I just, you know, we did like me and my buddy Jack Fitzwander, he's like big into traveling, and I'm so happy that I met him because Jack is awesome. But he really helped me step outside of my comfort zone of like, hey man, we're me and my girlfriend Jess, we're gonna go to China. You should probably go with us. I was like, what?
Crazy, dude.
Like what? He's like, yeah, man. Tickets are like $400. Let me ask Jess real quick and make sure it's cool. But I mean, you should totally tag along. I was like, okay. And literally, like in a car ride in about 5 minutes, I bought a ticket to China.
Damn.
What the fuck?
Just tell you, man, opportunities only last for so long.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you either say yes or you say no. 9 out of 10 times, I usually say yes.
Now, is that something you had to train your brain to do? Like, because sometimes it's just like natural instinct to be like, nah, I can't do that.
It's FOMO.
Yeah.
If I would have saw him like go on that trip, I'd have been like, damn,
Yeah.
I knew I fucked up. Should have went on that trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know artists with 9-to-5 jobs and like didn't go on tour because they didn't want to lose their job. You almost have to have that will to like, I'm gonna make this shit happen,
Yeah.
regardless of what happens.
And that was another thing too. Like I was working at Ember nightclub here in St. Louis as their photographer, and I was offered to go on tour randomly while I was in Denver. Actually, I had my bags packed already for just like a random trip, and I was going to go home the next day, come back to St. Louis. And my buddy Rez, who's friends with JR, he was like, "Hey man, I'm going on tour. Meet me in Dallas." And I was just like, "Oh, okay." Like I didn't think twice about it. And that's like where I met Cal Scrooby and his whole crew and Tron and just like his DJ and just like so many cool people, you know, Chase and all those guys. And just started building those relationships, you know. And that was like right before COVID. So we only did a couple of tour dates. And I was just like, damn, like this is not unobtainable for me. Like I could really do this. And I think that was like, I think that's like half the battle with people. They feel like they can't reach that goal because they're not touching it. You know, it's not within arm's reach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you just fucking work and just keep working and just don't give up, man, like a lot of shit can happen.
Yeah.
A lot of shit can happen in a year.
Mm-hmm.
Like I never did food photography before, and I was published in Feast magazine this year.
Damn.
Like, and because I said yes.
Yeah.
That was it. So I mean, I just took the opportunities. You just got to say yes.
Yeah.
Regardless of how you feel, like you could even be doubting yourself, and you'll still say yes.
I doubted myself the whole time I was shooting these photos, and I was like, damn, now I'm published in a magazine for food.
Yeah.
Like dirty city, abandoned, dangling his feet off a fucking building dude is now a food photographer, a published food photographer at that. Like, it's just whatever you want to set your mind to. If you want to be a professional fucking dog shit photographer, you know, be the best dog shit photographer you can be, you know, go all in. It's just, I think people live in fear too much, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially creatively. We doubt ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
Big
And
time.
that doubt just closes doors, man, instead of opening them. You can open doors every day if you want to, if you really want to.
Yeah. And you would be surprised at how many people actually will say yes. You know, like you could reach out to somebody and you'd be like, oh, I'll never get that, but let me try. And they might say yes. You know?
Yeah, man. I send
I mean, with us, for sure.
I send cold emails weekly, man. I send about 20 or 30 emails to people that I never get a response back.
Yeah.
Ever. I mean, it's a numbers game.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll look like an idiot, but I'm not going to look like an idiot forever.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it took me almost a year, literally. Like, I'll check my text message here. Let's see. Oh, Zach FaceTime me.
And do you think persistence is key too? Like if somebody tells you no or doesn't or reads it and doesn't respond, do you send a follow-up message? Or is that like
I think you feel it out by situation. Because you can legitimately tell if someone's just like not interested. Like, hey bro, no thanks.
Yeah. But I wish people would say that, you know, instead of just leaving you on red or something, just be like, nah, I'm not interested.
Yeah, we got some of that.
Oh yeah, don't worry. Yeah. Well, I didn't leave you on red.
No, not you.
No.
Mike didn't leave you on red.
No.
You know, Mike.
No, we actually have like we have some.
Mike's a hard dude to get to talk.
Yeah.
So the fact that you guys got him on a podcast is like, oh
Yeah.
shit. I was like, these guys might actually be pretty legit.
Yeah.
He was a bubbly motherfucker. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Mike is fucking, he's wild.
Yeah.
Let me find this text real quick. So
Yeah,
this will show true persistence. I hope. I hope I don't look like an idiot right now. Okay. June 4th, 2020. I text this dude twice, back to back. Same thing.
Is this DM or text?
Text.
Okay.
June 4th and July 26th, I text Mr. Mosby or Garen Mosby, who is the fire chief who got me the job.
Okay.
And I didn't get a response back from him till February 9th.
Damn. Was that 6 months, 7, like fucking 8 months?
Yeah.
Damn.
And I kept doing everything I was doing. I kept chasing fires. I kept getting on Twitter. I wasn't discouraged by that. I was like, I want this, you know, just like how I'm going after Nike right now.
Yeah.
Like, I want to take photos of Nigel Sylvester. Like, I'm a big fan of his Nikes. I'm a big fan of his Jordans. I'm a big fan of his personality, of what he does for BMXing. I'm a big fan of just him in general. One day, I will fucking take photos of Nigel Sylvester.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to manifest that shit, man. Like,
100%.
Yeah, I truly believe in
that's
that.
what we're on,
100%.
too.
Manifesting things is legit.
Yeah.
If you wake up every day and you say, I'm going to do this, eventually your brain's going to be dumb enough to actually believe what you're saying.
Oh, yeah.
You will believe what you're saying.
Yeah.
If you want to wake up every day and say, I'll do it tomorrow, your brain's going to fucking believe it. And tomorrow's never going to come.
Yeah.
Like, you need to go after shit now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it on my phone. Like every morning, I want this person on my podcast. And like, I've been doing that for like, I don't know how many months, like 2-3 months. And
Why the hell was I on the list?
You're not, dude.
Okay, good. Oh,
No.
good.
Well, we had somebody else booked, and
Yeah.
they
Good.
canceled on us.
I was
You
gonna say-
were the second try. You know?
I was gonna say, is that what took an hour extra?
No, I fuck with your
We-
photos, dude.
We
I
set up the
love your
podcast somewhere
photos.
else and like, oh, this dude didn't show. Fuck, I guess we'll
Yeah,
go here.
we'll get him.
Yeah.
But no, like 3 months later, it's actually coming into fruition, and like we're going to California in like 2 weeks to do a podcast with this guest that I've been wanting to get on ever since we pretty much started.
See, isn't that wild?
Yeah.
It's wild. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
And like, it's still in the
Way
beginning.
sooner than I thought.
It's only
Yeah.
the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, things. I believe, like, first off, I believe you create your own reality. You know, like,
Yeah, man, you make your luck.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Luck is not a thing. Like, rich people aren't lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Rich people got to where they are, and wealthy people and successful people got to where they are. Not from luck.
Mm-hmm.
They got it from fucking doing the things that they needed to do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, that's it.
Oh yeah.
You want something, just like when you're hungry, you want food. You go get food and you eat, and then you're not hungry anymore.
Yeah. a
Like,
good way to
it's
look
it's
at
not
it.
rocket science.
Yeah.
Like, if you want something, you go get it, and then guess what? You get an appetite again,
Yeah.
and you go after the next thing. Then you go after the next thing. Like, you just gotta be hungry. Like, you always gotta be hungry,
Yeah.
or like you always gotta drink a bunch. So like where you gotta piss every 5 seconds,
Yeah.
like I do.
Yeah.
But it just sucks
Yeah.
because then you go piss. But it's like you gotta really, I mean, legitimately, like you shouldn't be surprised that that's happening because you want it,
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and you're putting in the effort.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not really surprised by things anymore, man. Just because of that, like I'm the type of person, if somebody tells me no, I'm like, all right, that's okay. I know it's gonna happen someday, you know.
Yeah.
And then I just keep with that attitude. You're like, all right, I believe that when you're ready for a thing, it puts itself in its place. You
Yeah,
know?
man. Everything happens for a reason.
Mhm.
Times, shit, you know, like there's just highs and lows. There's waves in life.
Yeah.
You got to ride them when they're real high, and you got to fucking paddle harder whenever they're real low.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Like, you know, I've been so broke before where I'm like begging on an Instagram for money from people. You know, I pay a decent amount of money for my loft, and like I've been doing freelance photography now for a little over a year, and I still struggle.
Mhm.
Like, that's normal.
Yeah.
Like, my buddy Sig in Atlanta, he's been doing photography for 10 years now, and he's just now not starting to struggle.
Mm.
Just now. And he's got a family. Like, and you know, and Sig is a big inspiration to me too, because he shows me, like, it shows me that, like, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. If I keep working hard, I can get to that point. You know, that is like the next step. That is something that is obtainable.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's a big thing too, of like surrounding yourself around people. You know, you can't get advice from somebody who hasn't been where you want to go.
Right. Exactly.
You got to get advice from people who are there or who know how to get there. You know, and I think that's why, like, having a mentor, you know, like one of my mentors is Demond Meek, you know.
Yeah.
He's the photographer that took the Nelly photos, and then, like, I worked with him hand in hand with all that stuff. And I mean, he's just weathered, man. He's just been around, you know. He knows the bullshit. He knows how to get shit done, and he knows what it takes. And sometimes you don't like the answer, but you know it's what you need to hear.
Right.
You know, and I think nowadays too, a lot of people are so worried about being sensitive. Well, I could tell you that your shit sucks, but I don't want to hurt your feelings.
Mm.
No, like, you need to be honest with people.
Yeah.
Like, I think constructive criticism is a great thing, and I don't think people do that anymore.
Yeah.
We gaslight everybody.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, bro, dope photo, cool. Fire emoji. Damn, that photo sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no, that, like, shouldn't be how it is. You know, I think we need to be more real with one another now, especially in creative art, like in creative forms. If you're telling somebody they're dope, or like something that they're doing is working for them when you clearly see it's not, as much as your opinion matters, you know, I think you're having them go down the fucking wrong way on a highway.
Yeah.
Like, they're going further away from the direction they probably need to be going.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to me.
Yeah. It doesn't do anybody good.
No, man.
Not at all.
Because, like, here's the thing, too. Like, if one opportunity came from somebody else, you know, like, say, like, Zach or Mike, you know, for instance, say, like, one of their photos got noticed, and somebody like Apple came to St. Louis. Well, they're going to look around while they're here and see what else is going on.
Yeah.
Like, that's a good opportunity. Like, And that's because someone else is being successful and winning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we all need to win. We all need to be boosted up, man. Like,
yeah, I saw that in the Chicago music scene. Like when Chance the Rapper started popping off, all of a sudden,
my God,
5,
yeah.
6, 7, 8 different artists started popping off.
Yeah.
Or Chief Keef. When Chief Keef started, like everybody just started blowing up around him.
Yeah, because eventually you get too busy for your own shit, and you're like, yo, here, you can do this, bro.
Yeah, and it puts eyes, like you were saying, puts eyes on the city, too.
Right. The more eyes we can get on something, the better it is for all of us. Win or lose, like that is a win situation. Any kind of eyes on this city right now in any way is good.
Yeah.
In a positive or negative way. No publicity is bad publicity.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck if we become the murder capital for the next century. If they get somebody to come here like Vice or, something like that to put on for the city, then good. We're gonna win.
Yeah.
From something even negative. We can turn something super, super bad into something very positive.
100%.
We just need the opportunity.
100%.
100%.
I agree. Cool, man. Well, what are we doing time-wise? It's already 3:13.
Time, but I want to talk about one last thing.
Yeah.
Let's get into the fire department thing, man. Like, are you the first photographer to get like a deal with the St. Louis Fire Department?
No, they have a guy right now. His name is Bill Greenblatt. I think I might be butchering that. Sorry, Bill. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Greenblatt?
'Cause I had no idea
I've never
that was a
seen-
thing.
No, I've never seen any department, like a fire department or anything like that, have an actual social media presence. You
Right.
know?
Right.
Let me check. I feel bad now.
Have you ever seen
Bill Greenblatt?
Have you ever seen Everybody Street? The documentary Everybody Street?
No.
Oh, you should look that up. I think you would. It's like actually right up your alley. But there's this photographer named Jill Freeman, and she used to do that. She would follow up fire departments, police departments, and get all these like amazing shots that nobody else could get. Because
Yeah, man.
that's what that reminds me of.
Yeah, I
is
just love documenting things. Like, I've always been like a big like historian, and I didn't realize it until I started taking photos. I was like, man, I really do like historic shit. Like old historic photos of like St. Louis, even like with the train, like with the trams and stuff, and like
yeah.
the streets flooded with people. I'm like, man, like people might look at my photos like that 50 years from now.
Yeah, or like that one that with the arch being built, and it's like
Yeah,
the
man,
top's
like
not there.
Like, I want to capture iconic shit, like timeless. Like, I
Yeah.
want to be a timeless photographer. One photo at a time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've taken one yet, but my time's, I got a little bit of time, but I like want to. I want to capture those kind of moments, and I think Bill's been with the department for over 20 years. It's just that, I think he's just more of an old school kind of guy.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like off our radar,
Yeah.
He's very, he's solid, man. He's like structurally, like he knows his shit. He's amazing. He's very, very good at what he does. And I mean, that's why he's been doing it for that long. Like you don't just stick around because you suck.
Yeah.
Like, he's amazing. Like, his old film photos are iconic. He's really he's really a living legend, kind of under the radar.
Mm.
So it's really, really humbling to kind of be like, in a sense, be working alongside of him. But I'm pretty sure it's only me and Bill now, and I'm kind of like the new school versus old school in a way. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool, man.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
Congratulations. I know
Thank
I didn't
you.
tell you that, but
Thank you.
Yeah. That's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
I
interesting.
know it's. I'm gonna see some weird shit. I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And I'm, and I honestly had the mindset too of like, this is probably going to take me to places that I normally wouldn't go.
Oh yeah.
Which is going to help me even learn the city better.
Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna see some crazy shit. That's for sure.
And like 4th of July weekend, like all that stuff. Like, this summer's about to be wild,
Yeah.
and I'm ready for it, man. Like, I've been waiting for this. Fucking June 24th, June 26th, whatever day it was, last year. Like, I'm hungry and I want to eat.
Hell yeah.
I'm ready to go.
fuck yeah,
yeah.
dude.
So.
Well, where can everybody find you? Blast out your IG and all that.
Okay, so on Instagram, it's Sekondtry with a K, not Sekondtry. I don't know why people say Sekondtry or
Sekondtry.
I never even would have thought of that.
yeah, Sekondtry or whatever you want to call it. I have a Twitter that I'll be posting more on. It's at Sekondtry. My website, sekondtry.com. And Yeah, that's it.
You on YouTube at all or anything like that?
No.
You don't want to be? I could see some dope vlogs, somebody vlogging your shit.
People are already doing it, man. I don't want to be late to the party.
Dude, you should do vlogs with the fire department shit.
They can just party. They can party. They can have their own party. But I mean,
or hook a GoPro up to your camera and film all the shit you're taking photos of.
That's extra work. I'm lazy.
Yeah.
Honestly, I have a one-track mind. If I don't focus on one thing, I'm gonna miss everything.
Yeah, whatever you're doing is working. So don't listen to.
Like
us.
I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm gonna keep a camera to my face and see where it takes me.
Cool. Well, I'm excited to see what you come up with.
Fuck
man.
yeah, dude.
Thank you guys.
Fuck yeah.
Dope. Thank you. That's it.
All right. Yeah, that was episode 26. 26.
Damn, you guys are getting old.
Yeah. Still in the baby stages, though.
Yeah, 26 weeks.
That's crazy.
Yep. Like and subscribe on YouTube and follow us.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
Let's go. Yes, sir. You are here and now with Brennan and Joe. I'm Joe.
And I'm Brandon.
Here and now.